Oh yes, you read the title correctly. Not only do we have a new confirmed ban list for JP, we also got some more information for set 7 and set 8. And it's set 8 where things get very exciting with new information for Cross Grey Epic, but also new, exciting encounter right line cards being confirmed. Let's dive into it. Hey Cardfighters, welcome back to another extra edition of Cardfight Update. In today's episode, we're going to talk about the new product livestream that just happened, that just ended. And honestly, I initially thought this product livestream won't be as eventful because the previous couple of ones have been kind of underwhelming. There's like one interesting thing to talk about, but usually it's not enough to make a video about it. But in this case, oh boy, was I wrong. We got a lot to go over and a lot of exciting stuff that have quite a lot of implications. So without any further ado, let's jump straight to the news, and we start off with the confirmed ban list for JP for Premium, because that's the only update they gave us. Because for Premium in JP, they banned Odysseus and Mystery Flare Dragon. Now, you might be confused about a Gear Chronicle card being banned and me being excited about it, but let's be honest, Mystery Flare Dragon was a problem, and it needed to go as soon as possible. Now, of course, this is very good for Premium, but I hope once we get the English version of the ban list, they will do a bit more, because a lot of people have been voicing their concern about Narukami rising to the top, and I agree with it. And I hope for the English format we might see something for the premium side of Narukami, with potentially maybe Stunverse going to 1. I don't think the card needs to be banned, but maybe putting the card in 1 makes the clan and the deck a bit more reasonable in the current environment. Now, on top of that, I hope we also see some V Premium hits, because V Premium is also in a sticky situation with certain cards from the latest clan collection where things feel a bit unfair or unreasonable. And also, this might sound weird, I hope they also just ban Mystery Flare Dragon in V as well. Just remove the card from the card pool and remove the headache for the future. Like, just allow Gear Chronicle to have better bind support, and they never have to worry about Mystery Flare Dragon. The card was a mistake, and they just need to address it as soon as possible. So that's the thing for VP. But we have to wait and see until later this week once we get the English version of the ban list. Now, ban list aside, we got some actual card product information. First, let's take a look at set 7, because set 7 they gave us a bit more information, because the set is almost being released in Japan, as it's going to be released at the end of this month. So no new actual cards, but what they did confirm for us is that set 7 is going to include a reprint of all the effect triggers. And that's very nice, because some of these effect triggers are getting a bit expensive, and it's also a good way for other players to get get their hands on these effect triggers if they want to play a different nation. So, good booster for reprinting these cards, because they're vital cards for the card pool. On top of that, they also confirmed we're going to get the return of DSRs, and in set 7, we're going to get a DSR for the new Nirvana with Yu, as well as Drajuled for Dark State. So, very nice DSRs. And it's great to see these DSR coming back, because we have a lot of new characters playing new specific boss units. And who knows, maybe we finally will get a Mirai DSR with Boss Raga in the future. We only can just dream. But that's just set 7. Oh, now we get to set 8. And set 8, it's a spicy one with a lot of exciting stuff, because set 8, as we assume, is going to be an interseasonal set, because Wildress is going to end, and we need to wait for Wildress Season 2 coming in January. So this set is going to go the same route as a Cross Grey Epic set of set 5. So set 8. Well, we got a couple of visuals for set 8, because we start off with this one. And yes, those are brand new units, which aren't for Cross Grey Epic, or at least not that I am aware of. Well, what we do know about these 2 new units is they're going to be 2 brand new ride lines for Brandgate and Dragon Empire. And they look pretty damn amazing. And I've heard something about that the Brandgate ride line is a unit that creates kaijus to some extent. I don't know how that applies and how that will play in the gameplay. But overall, very exciting ride lines. I love the artworks on these cards. We got like some type of stealth rogue, stealth ninja for like Murakumo Nubatama representation, which is pretty cool. So I cannot wait to see the actual skill reveals on these ride lines. But that's just a small part of set 8. For set 8, as I just said, it's a cross-cray epic-like set. So we need cross-cray epic cards supporting it. So yes, that's what we're getting. We get new support for the glitter ride lines. And yes, these are new cards, addition of the support cards for these specific ride lines, which is really awesome to see. Now, that means we're gonna get more support for Tamayura, Tekria, Chaos, etc. for all these ride lines, which is really good. But one thing I do hope this set brings, and this is just me coping to some extent, is that they will include the promos orders in this set as commons or rares, because they're very vital cards and I don't want them to be annoying to get. And this could be a great way to include them, introduce them to the English format, because I think we don't have these cards in any capacity. I don't think they have been introduced as shop promos. So I think this could be a great way to incorporate these promo cards to be more accessible for everybody, which could be very nice, because if this is a support way for the cross-cray epic ride lines, this could be a great way to support them, because those order cards are very impactful and very important. Now, of course, if you remember the previous cross-cray epic set, that was set 5, and set 5 brought us the introduction of the ride lines, or at least the upgrades to the ride lines of Phantom Blaster Dragon with Overlord, and the end for Overlord, and of course the introduction of the MLB ride line. And it makes sense, because those units were in the original set 5 of the OG era of Vanguard. Set 8 for OG era of Vanguard brought us two very important units. It gave us Dayusha, and it gave us Maelstrom. So that could give us some insight in this set. And I can immediately answer some questions, because the answer is going to be yes, but also no. Because they were confirmed for set 8 the encounter ride lines of Maelstrom and Luquier. That's not a Dayusha, but it is Luquier, which is very exciting, because I know a lot of players are very fan favorite of this unit. So everybody's lovable waifu, or should I say sadistic waifu, it depends on your preference play, so I will not judge. But it's Luquier nonetheless, and we know how popular she can be. So this is going to be very exciting, and I cannot wait to see how these ride line pan out in Standard. This does mean that Flagberg is literally going to be replaced potentially by Maelstrom, which is a shame, depending on how the skills are going to pan out. But overall, very exciting stuff. But this isn't the only ride line encounter card, because we got one more, because they also confirmed Minerva. Minerva is finally going to return to Vanguard after all these years. Funny enough, Minerva is going to get returned into D before into V, even though V is like the redoing of the entire game, which is kind of interesting and funny at the same time. But you know what? We got Minerva, so I can't complain, and who knows, maybe we get her in V very soon as well. So, but overall, this confirms they did not forget about Minerva, which is great. And on top of that, they also confirmed we're gonna get a special rarity of Minerva that's somewhat similar to the numbered Phantom Blaster Dragons we had like in V. So that is a thing if you want to collect those high rarity cards. But overall, set 8 is looking mighty spicy with the upgrades to the glitter ride lines, with the cross-cray epic units, 2 new ride lines for Brandgate as well as for Dragon Empire. But on top of that, we got a brand new ride line, encounter ride line for Dark States, Stoichea, and Cater Sanctuary, which is interesting if you look at it as a totality, because that confirms a new ride line for every single nation. 2 are going to be brand new units, and 3 is going to be encounter ride lines, which honestly, I'm very excited about that, and see what it's gonna bring for this set as an inter-seasonal set that has some very wide application of potential uses they can do with it. And I honestly am very excited for what this set is gonna bring. Now, as I said, the only sad part about this is that we don't see Dayusha. Like, this could have been the perfect opportunity to bring back Dayusha, because it's set 8 and it follows the same pattern that we had with set 5 with MLB, The End, and Phantom Blaster Overlord. But sadly, that's not the case. Maybe they want to wait with the Dimension Police for Daikaiser or something, but who knows? This is all we have for right now, and I hope DP players can wait a bit longer before we finally gonna get a gigantic robot ride line in Brandgate. We just have to wait and see. But that's it in terms of the actual physical card game. We also got Deer Day news, and from all the Deer Day news that we saw, I think this is the most important thing we need to talk about. This is the reason why I also bring it up on the channel, because I haven't talked about all the other stuff, like characters in game or visuals or whatnot. It's not really that important in my opinion. Like, we already guessed that it's gonna be like an EX copy, an EX knockoff to some extent, and that's what has been confirmed so far. But the more important thing that we want to know is about what's the actual card pool in the game, and are we going to get continuous DLC support? Well, those two questions have been answered to some extent, because what they confirmed for Deer Days is that the card pool right on release is going to be up to set 5, as well as the Festival Collection and the starter decks, all the 6 starter decks that have been introduced. So basically everything up till the finale of the original Overdress anime season. So nothing from Wheeldress, so no new Star Trial decks and the new Set 7 and Set 6 stuff. It's just gonna be Overdress, essentially. And that might sound concerning, because that means we're not getting a lot of cards, and the card game or the digital game is gonna be very outdated. Something we saw with Master Duel to some extent. Now, honestly, I can't understand why they're doing this, because if they're gonna make the Deer Days be up to par to the actual physical TCG, they might be scared that it can gobble up some TCG sales. Because why would you get the physical cards if you can get all the cards for free to some extent in the digital version? Now, they probably are scared that this could lose them some sales to the physical card game, so I can understand why they want to have some outdated format in the digital simulator. So let's say 2 months or like 3-4 months behind, and then keep it at that pace for the releases. And the reason why I say keep it at that pace is because they already confirmed an update coming soon that will introduce the new cards and the new characters and the new support from the Wheeldress anime. So that means Set 6, Set 7, the new trial decks, etc, etc, and maybe even the Chrono Jet Stride deck set. And that's honestly very exciting news, because that means DLCs have been confirmed. Now the question is, how continued DLCs are they going to be? So is this going to be a one and done deal, or are they going to make these DLCs continue into the long game? So every single once the season ends, they will add a DLC with all the cards and all the characters from that DLC into the game. That's the newest question that we have. We know the game current card pool on release. We know there are going to be at least some update with the latest cards introducing into the game. That does open up the prospect that it will be like a continuous ongoing service, which would be very awesome. Now, that said, I can see them, if they're gonna make it a continuous update thing, keep the game like a couple of months behind the actual TCG, because from the looks of it, it's going to be somewhat unlike Master Duel, in the sense that you don't have like packs you need to pay with your physical money to actually get the cards. It feels more like you pay the game for like 40, 50, 60 bucks, and you can get all the cards in the game for free. You just maybe need to grind in-game stuff to get the cards, like the pack that we see with EX. And then at every single DLC, I can see them being like a paid DLC. Like, you need to pay like 10, 20, or 30 bucks, depending on how big the DLC is and how big the card pool is, to get that stuff in the game. They might make it free, but honestly, if it's gonna be free, I don't see them making it a continuous support, because we need to be realistic. They need to sustain the servers and whatnot, and they cannot continue the game for free unless they gotta divert funds from the TCG into this digital game. I don't know if that's a smart move business-wise, but we have to wait and see until we get the actual specifications. I wouldn't mind paid DLCs every once in a while if it means we don't have to spend actual currency, actual money into the game to get these packs like we see with Master Duel. But that's just all speculation that we have from this point onwards. And with that said, that's basically all the news that we got from this product livestream. Overall, if you look at it from a grand scope of things, not a lot of stuff, because we basically only saw Set 8, 2 cards being banned, extra information for Set 7, but that's not too impactful because Set 7 is already here, and we got some more Deer Days information that confirms certain questions that we had. But if we look at the implication of the news that we have today, oh boy, is it exciting! 3 new encounter ride lines, 2 new amazing ride lines, we got Reapers of all the triggers, we got some new cross-grade epic support for the glitter ride lines, as well as some very good confirmation for Dear Days that have been very exciting for the prospect of that game. And you can bet your ass I'm going to play that on release, and I cannot wait to see how it goes. At the very least, I can play with my Overdress deck, I can play with Tamayura, and I can play with the other glitter ride lines that have been very fun to play with. So overall, exciting stuff, and I cannot wait till we get the actual reveals for set 8, because oh boy, is it looking mighty spicy. But with that said, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below and what you think about these reveals. Are you excited for set 8? Or is one of the specific encounter ride lines having you going crazy on your seat? Or is this something about these 2 new confirmed ride lines for Brandgate and Dragon Empire that have you very excited? Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/insider. You guys are amazing. If you want to support the channel or everything that's happening on the channel, you can simply go to patreon.com/insider and become a Patreon today. But with that said, I've been Mr. Time Leap, and I see you guys in the next one!